Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. We all liked Michael Jackson at some point, didn't we? But that doesn't mean he can just throw any crap on the screen and expect us to buy it. That's why I have some serious hang-ups with Moonwalker. One of the strangest and most bizarre... this isn't Moonwalker. So, what the hell were up with those clips? Huh? Pagemaster? I never watched a Pagemaster. I did? Well, what was it about? Oh, yeah, the Home Alone kid, the reading adventure. Yeah, okay. Pagemaster! Yeah! What a memorable movie that was. Okay, by that total lack of memory, you can probably tell that this movie didn't exactly leave much of an impact. And why should it? It's boring. Nothing's developed, nothing's structured, nothing's anything. It's pretty much just a film fart. It happens, it's unpleasant, but you forget about it just a few moments later. It was a strange attempt to try and get children to read more. A noble cause, but a botched up delivery. So, let's take a look at why the Pagemaster is not only dull, but why it's really dull. Let's take a look at our first problem, the producer, Ted Turner. God damn it, stop trying to educate us, Ted Turner! You're not good at it! The second major problem is the title. I mean, the Pagemaster? Even that sounds boring. It sounds like a fake award you give out for a library's Employee of the Month. For not missing a single day's work, we knight you as the Pagemaster! Anyway, we cut to our hero played by Macaulay Culkin named Rich. Oh god, not another Richie Rich movie! There's only so much Culkin I can take in a year! No, his name is Rich Tyler, and he's in trouble because he has one of the typical syndromes that every child movie character had in the 90s. Is it A, he's a geek, B, he's a scaredy cat, C, he's socially awkward, or D, all of the above? If you guessed D, I apologize in advance. So as the credits roll, we see his father is upset because Richard seems to be more occupied with fearful statistics than he is with just being a little kid.
I signed him up for Little League. He drove everybody crazy with statistics about how you can develop tumors from being hit in the head with a ball. Claire, he brought in a medical journal. And now I'm building him a tree house. In a tree he refuses to climb. I don't know. I just want to be a good father.
But I just hate him so much! So to help him overcome his fears, we see his father tries to build Richard a treehouse. But that doesn't seem to work out very well.
Look. Solid as a rock.
Dad, 8% of all household accidents involve ladders. Another 3%.
Wow, I despise him already!
Look at an 11% probability here.
Look, kid, you're not Al Gore. Stop throwing numbers around pretending they can hurt you.
Rich.
Can't argue with statistics, Dad.
Here's something you can do. Go down to Gutman's hardware store, buy a pound of these.
And stab yourself repeatedly with them.
Dad!
Son, you can't live your life based on statistics. Now, come on, buddy. You can do this.
Alright, but if I get sucked into a contrived animated adventure, I'm blaming you. So we see Richard riding to the hardware store as apparently everything's trying to kill him for some reason.
God is not pleased with you, Culkin. I will smite you before you make the Nutcracker movie. Getting even with Dad, I'm getting even with you. Good son, goodbye. Ho ho ho, I got a million of them. I am God, you know.
Unable to go any further, Richard pulls over to the creepiest library he could find.
Hello?
There better not be anything whimsical in here! He comes across a librarian played by Christopher Lloyd, who tries to get to know him better. But maybe a little too much.
You're in need of a fantasy. Brave knights.
Look, all I want is...
Adventure, of course. You're a boy who loves adventure.
No, that's not it.
Oh, Jesus.
Wretched monsters. Graveyard. Yes.
I need an adult!
It's horror for you, boy. I'm sure of it.
I think we need a Sonic Says right now.
Kids, there's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like.
But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good. It's your body. No one has the right to touch you if you don't want them to. So what do? You get out of there.
But I don't want any books. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I only came in here because of the storm.
You mean you don't need? I see.
That's fine, that's fine. Ooh, a little girl. You are looking for adventure! So Richard stumbles around and finds a ceiling full of images that I'm sure won't be reappearing in this movie. But things suddenly go strange, imagine that, as the ceiling starts melting and filling up the room with colorful ooze. Is it me, or does this look like the evil opening to Reading Rainbow?
Take a look! It's in a book! Reading Rainbow!
When Richard wakes up, he sees he's transformed into a comical cartoon puppet. So, really, what's changed?
You are an illustration.
A corporate tool used by studios to make money. So Toilet Paper Beard reveals himself as the Pagemaster, master of the written word.
Maybe you can show me the way out?
Fiction, A to Z, where your journey begins. To find your way home, you must face 3 tests: horror, adventure, and fantasy.
Or you can make a left at sci-fi and exit through the door.
But it's so less incredible!
So he bumps into a talking book simply named Adventure, voiced by Patrick Stewart, who really knows how to put the dick in dictionary.
Look, all I want to do is get out of here.
Of course you do, matey. We all do. But this is a library, mate. Not everything's as it seems.
For example, the kids section is really the porno section. We get a lot of complaints about that. He also comes across another talking book named Fantasy, voiced by Whoopi Goldberg.
Now I gotta straighten out my Little Mermaid underwear.
Please don't make me think about Whoopi Goldberg's underwear. They try to help Richard out by showing him the ways through the library. But for the most part, they just partake in spewing out book-related puns.
I'm a book, honey. I can read.
You fiction and non-fiction.
You know that short story?
I'll have you know, I'm a classic.
A classic misprint.
Hey, if we arrest anybody, we should probably book them. I wonder if Ellen Page is in this movie. Did anybody watch any films with Rex Reed? Hey, if the film's not trying, why should I? So we also find that every time they open a book, creatures, people, and sometimes even locations can pop out of it.
Huh?
Zoom, motherfucker, zoom!
So they escape the dog by entering into the horror section, where all sorts of nasties await.
Are we still in the library?
Aye, lad. The horror section.
It looks pretty scary.
No, you want scary? Stephen King is writing drama again. While they're in the horror section, they come across another book, confusingly enough named Horror.
I'm afraid.
Of what?
And
Horror has a one-man show he's been working on for a while. You should see it. Support his talent, or lack thereof. So they go inside a mansion where they come across the infamous Dr. Jekyll, played by Leonard Nimoy.
Hello there, Mr.
Doctor.
Dr. Spock. So Jekyll shows them around the mansion and then offers them a martini for some reason.
Say that! This is a man's drink. Can I have the orange?
Oh, you got me. I was actually trying to give you acid. You see, it turns out I'm quite loopy. And then Jekyll drinks the infamous potion, not really explaining why, as he slowly turns into the Incredible Hack.
Dr. Jekyll? Dr. J?
My name is
Wait for the reveal.
Mr. Hyde!
Ah! Who looks like a radioactive ape Muppet for some reason? So, after explaining nothing about the character of Jekyll and Hyde, our 4 heroes escape and find that the exit is actually closer than they expected.
Do you smell it? Breathe it in, mateys.
I farted! Give it a good whiff, boys! Mmm, that's cauliflower. So they find a boat that they use to row their way across the water and finally get out of this fantasy world of annoyance.
I wrote the book on sailing. In fact, I am the book on sailing.
Books! Books! We like jokes about books! On their way across the water, they come across another famous character of fiction, Captain Ahab.
Did you see it?
See what?
The devil of the deep. The white whale. Moby Dick.
What the hell? Did Charles Manson suddenly take over the animation? Dude, you guys have to be a little bit more clever about your lighting schemes. I mean, God isn't just the light man up in the clouds saying, "Ooh, a dramatic moment. They're going to need a red gel for that." So they spot the sperm whale that literally looks like the sperm of a whale as Ahab tries to bring the monstrous sea beast down.
Thou damned whale! Thus, I give up!
Oh shit, that did nothing.
So again, one of the great literary characters is just tossed aside without any acknowledgement about why he's a great literary character. Wow, I so want to read about people I know nothing about and stories that have little to no explanation. So Fantasy and Horror get lost in the commotion as Richard and Adventure are approached by some scurvy dogs.
We're missing two others, about his size. Did you see him?
He's all the catch we've had today.
PR! We just laugh at random. Generic villain henchmen just seem to do that. So they take them to their pirate ship where they get to meet the greatest, meanest pirate of them all.
Long John Silver.
It's a pirate thing. So they're captured by the dastardly captain and are forced to come with them as they search for treasure on, where else? Treasure Island.
It's, in the middle, by the waterfall. No, it's east, by some broccoli.
Give me that.
Broccoli?
You half-wits, it's west by a tree.
Could they get trapped in a Playboy or something? But Fantasy and Horror come to save the day with no explanation about where they've been or how they survived.
Boy, I thought you two were goners.
If you replace the word thought with the word hoped. So there goes another character we've learned nothing about and thus have no interest in reading about. Was that their strategy? Going around to children and simply saying, "Hey kids, if you think books are boring, just remember, movies can be boring too!" So they then come across the fantasy section, which, like everything else, is just glanced over. Only this time there's a crappy 90s song to help us out.
There are miracles waiting, so keep concentrating.
How delightfully forgettable. So we come across some famous fantasy characters like Humpty Dumpty, Mother Goose, some flying tampons. Oh, they're fairies, okay. Fairies that look like the novelty plasma balls you can get at Spencer's. Give them a point for creativity. At last they come to the exit. It's just so close you can practically feel the ending credits roll by. But we still have one last boring obstacle to overcome.
Earthquake! No worse! Lawnmower!
No, it's a dragon as he threatens to gobble up our protagonist. God, even the dragon is boring! Look at him! He barely moves! Do something! Do something!
Do something! Do something!
Do something!
As they climb the mountain, they come across the skeleton of a knight who I just assumed couldn't get through this movie. The three books try to fight off the very slow-moving dragon, as Adventure and Fantasy have a very, sporadic scene together.
Don't try to stop me!
Be careful.
Where did that come from? This isn't the erotic section.
How would you like to curl up with a good book?
Alright, give him a point for a funny line. But as Adventure has trouble fighting off the dragon, Richard decides to go grave robbing as he rips the armor off of the dead knight. In fact, I want to know the knight's story. What the fuck happened to him? I bet it's 1,000,000 times more interesting than this half-assed book it club. So Richard finally conquers his fears, acknowledges his bravery, and gets eaten alive for it. Wow, that was out of left field. Oh well, movie over. Ta-ta! Wait. He's still alive? How is that possible? You're in the belly of a dragon! You lose! He should be Kentucky Fried Culkin right now. What the hell am I missing? Alright, so while in the belly of a dragon, I guess, he comes across some more books because dragons eat books, I guess. I don't know, it's almost over. So he opens up Jack and the Beanstalk, which leads to a giant plant growing out of the dragon's stomach.
See, this is why I should digest my food, instead of leaving it alive to plot and scheme.
So they defeat the dragon, sort of, not really, as they enter the exit that'll finally lead Richard back to the real world. And who should be there but the Pagemaster himself? Wait, what?
I know who he is. He's the guy who did all this to me.
Yeah!
Do you have any idea what I've been through?
Tell me.
I was nearly torn apart by a crazy doctor.
That's right!
And not to mention being tossed, squashed, and scared practically to death.
Tell that fucker off!
Think, boy. What kind of an adventure would you have had if I brought you here with a turn of the page?
A very short, non-life-threatening one.
If I had brought you here from the start, you never would have found the courage to face your own fears.
Oh, well, since you put my life in unspeakable horrors, I guess it's okay.
And in doing so, you triumph here and always.
Yes, like his fear of pirates, fear of whales, fear of scientific monsters. You know, all the things you'll have to battle in real life.
That's me.
That was you.
I'm ready to go home now.
We all are, kid. We all are. So Richard is returned back to his three-dimensional self, or as close as three-dimensional you can be, being Macaulay Culkin. As it turns out, the books seem to come with him as well.
I'm afraid you can only check out 2.
Look, I need just this once.
Look, just stop going shh, okay? Your creep value is already beyond numbers.
Just this once.
Nice ass.
So Richard forgets all about his statistics and seems a million times braver than he was before. All because of the magic of reading books. Well, now wait a minute. How did he get all those statistics before anyway? There wasn't any internet back then. So obviously he had to read books. What the hell? He was already a bookworm. Why would you want to convince someone who does too much reading to read even more? God, this movie doesn't make me want to read. It makes me want to hurt people. The only way I can see this movie making any kid want to read is by threatening to play it again if they don't. I mean, the idea is nice and at times the animation is impressive, but the movie is just so uninteresting and boringly dull that I think it would actually scare kids away from reading than it would encourage them. And the way it glosses over all those famous literary characters, it's like the movie's as anxious to see itself end as we are to see it end. Well, the only upside to this movie, as you may have noticed before, is that, fortunately, forgetting about it is a very easy task. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember it? Usually. So you don't have to. This is Just Ray Bum here, and I'm here to tell you about a wonderful card game.
The greatest card game I've ever seen in my life!
Geek Fight, the angry video game nerd versus Nostalgia Critic. Why is it so great?
Because I'm on the cards!
Look at me, don't I look beautiful?
I know what you're thinking, how'd you get on a card? Well, I am, I swear to God, that's really me!
Wait, hold it.
You see?
And you know that anything that I'm in has to be good. Like one time, I was living in a box of cereal, and this kid walked by and was like, "What are you doing inside a box of cereal?" And I said,
I'm the prize that comes inside the box! And the kid was like,
"You're crazy."
and I was like, so are these cards, man! So are these cards!
You see, you like the way I tied it all together? It's very good. Yeah.
But it's got other characters too! Like, the Nostalgia Critic,
Ask That My Guy, and Angry Video Game I'm a Nerd. And of course,
me! I'm on the cards!
Just go to TimingDragonGames.com/shop. That's a long name for a store. They should probably turn that into a web address.
I mean, /shop?
That's just bad marketing.
And they're only $7! That's like $7!
Or if you don't want to use $7 on the cards, you can always just give it to me.
I swear to you, I'm not gonna use it on addictive things like food and shelter. I'm just gonna use it on booze and drugs. I've seen too many people lose their lives to food and shelter.
That stuff is addictive!
I know some people that eat and live under a roof all their life! That's crazy!
Crazy like these cards. See, I know together again. So go and buy yourself a pet today.
And if not, change! You can't change! Come on, help a guy out, will ya? Come on!